What is going on, everybody? And welcome to an early edition of the Thirsty Thursday live stream. I've got my boy Brady here with me tonight, and yeah, we're trying something new. If you haven't already noticed, I've got some new software that I'm trying out here. So if everybody wouldn't mind letting me know in the chat if you can hear me okay, if I'm too loud, or if you can't hear me at all, just somebody chime in there and let me know if you can hear me okay before we get going here. There's Joe Gilbert in the house. Shad's here. Little man Bradster, Shad says, what's up? Good here. All right. So you all can hear me. That's great. Before we get started here, let's give a little toast. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for being here. Brady's got his water, and I've got my Elijah Craig small batch again tonight. I'm going to take it a little easier tonight than we did on last month's live stream. Y'all know what happened then. Cheers, everybody. All right, Will Davidson's here. Ty Man's here. Dean's here from outside in Michigan. Build Life is here. Wade King. Who else we have? Colleen is in the house. Michael Amos. Joe's Firewood Videos is here. How you doing today, Joe? Good to see you out there today on your live making the firewood bundles. Chuck and Deb are here from Iron and Oak Sawmill. Good. We got a good little group in here so far tonight. So real quick before we get going, I know I kind of messed up on this last month. I missed quite a few questions when I watched back through. That was not intentional. So if you all don't mind, please, it'll help me and Brady and maybe Taylor later if she's out here to put a Q in front of your comment when you put it in the chat. That'll help us pick it out so we try not to miss comments. I know it does happen, so if it does happen, I apologize. And we'll try to get to everything we have there. All right, so Joe, hey, Brad, can Steny Hoyer count on your vote again? By the way, he plans on banning firewood with the squad. I know New York's going through some stuff like that with some people talking about burning firewood, but I'm not sure if that's ever going to really happen. I don't have any real confidence in that happening. I don't see how they can even do that. Hey, there's Dan. Good evening, everybody. Good to see you, Dan. Trying to get a little higher tech here since you just joined in, and I'm sure I'm going to be messing up a couple times here, but we will figure it out. So the thumbnail for this live stream was talking about storm damage. We have been having a crazy heat wave here the past probably 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So hot outside. Brady loves to go out and play ball every day and play in the yard. And it's just been almost unbearable to do anything outside. You know, you kind of go out and work in shifts, go out for a half hour, 45 minutes, and then come back in and cool off. But with that significant heat wave, we've been having some really, really severe thunderstorms coming up, even a couple tornadoes. And when last Tuesday, a big storm rolled through and kind of went right along the river in the Chesapeake Bay here, and really tore up a lot of stuff. I'm talking, big trees down on houses, people's garages, and, driveways blocked, people without power for 7, 8, 10 days. And it's really, it's really been difficult on some people that live here in the county where I live. But as you can imagine, the tree service that I work with has been extremely, extremely busy. And they've been taking so many calls for emergencies that they've had to push off a lot of their scheduled work. So he actually got in touch with me and asked if I'd be willing to help him out on some jobs, not dangerous jobs where you would need a license, cutting trees off of structures or anything, but just trees that are down across people's driveways where they can't get in and out of their house. Hey, there's a super chat, Will Davidson. He says, table milling fund. This heat in Maryland almost wiped me out at the zoo today. Well, thanks for the super chat, Will. I know that you know what's going on with this heat wave because you're in it as well. There's my daughter Taylor. She just got done with softball practice, so she should be joining us here soon. And we got to take a WD-30 super chat. Cheers. But yeah, so they got in touch with me, and I've actually been working with them several days throughout this past week, and taking my skid loader and my dump trailer and my saws and just helping them clear some of their work out. So I don't know if anybody else has been getting severe storms, but it's been pretty wild. Oh, RG Productions 1 says, stand up and show us the shirt. You saw the top of it, but you couldn't see the bottom. It's kind of controversial, but I think it's a good shirt. You can tell me what you think about that. But the way things are going, I saw that shirt and I thought it was funny. Tim Stout, my firewood at the furnace whiskey glass is due here tomorrow, or I would be drinking out of it now. Yes, sir. It should have arrived today, according to the tracking when I mailed it out. But I apologize, it hasn't gotten to you yet. But I hope you get it tomorrow and can use it with us on the next live stream. Joe's Firewood video says global warming. Ask Larry Cluck in Minnesota about global warming in Minnesota in January or February when it's -40 with a -60 wind chill. Yep, WD likes the shirt. Appreciate that, Will. Richard Stevens, how are you, sir? He says, greetings from Nebraska. It's very hot and dry there. So thank you for the chat there, Richard. And I hope you're staying cool. Justin Burton, he loves the shirt as well. Well, good. I'm glad I chose this shirt tonight because I wasn't sure if how that would go over, but whatever it is, it is. So we talked a little bit about the storm damage and cleanup. So I've been using the skid loader. You know, I haven't had that thing very long, and it's an older machine that I kind of fixed up, if you saw those videos. But this is the first time I've really worked the machine hard and, you know, put it through its paces. And throughout the 4 or 5 days that I've been on the job, you know, working it all day, every day, I've had two things happen. One, I did develop a hydraulic line leak that was the line that ran from the pump to the manifold. Luckily, the company that I work for part-time has the ability to make hydraulic lines right in their shop. So at the end of the day, I pulled into the shop, popped the cab on the skid loader, took the old line off. They made me up a new line really quickly, and we were back going again in about an hour. Now, the second thing that happened just happened yesterday. I was using the grapple, and I started developing a leak on one of the hydraulic cylinders on the right side grapple arm. It wasn't a severe leak, so it was something that I could keep working and keep going, but it's definitely something that needed to be fixed. So the grapple's actually here in the garage right now. I took the cylinder off of it and took it up to a local shop who's going to put new seals in there and rebuild the cylinder. Hey, Shive with a super chat. He says, can't wait till early fall. Screw this hot crap. I totally agree with that. I was out there in the yard today, and it's just really hard to do anything. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Shive. And I'm hoping for a cool down, but there's no cool down in sight. I didn't address something earlier that I should address right away about why we were here a week early. I kind of alluded to it in one of my videos recently, but I have a schedule conflict, and some of you already know what that schedule conflict is. Both kids in travel ball, baseball, and softball going on this time of year. Some of these tournaments in the summertime when the kids are out of school, they can go 3-4 days long. So next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you know, we're going to be at softball tournament for Taylor, and not really sure what the schedule will be, what the game times will be. and I really wasn't sure if I was going to be back in time to do this. So rather than stress myself out, schedule it, then be late or not here at all, I figured rather than cancel it, we would just do it a week early. And I hope you all are good with that. We got 53 people in here right now, so I thank you all for being here when it's not really on schedule. Todd Lacey's in the house. He says hello. How you doing, Todd? Glad to see you here. What's so funny?
Nothing.
Something's funny. He doesn't know what. He's not gonna say what. Hey, B&D Sports is in the house. How you doing, B&D Sports? Van. Yes, sir. Cheers to Van. That's Brady's buddy. That's what he's laughing about. Glad to see you here, Dom. All right, Build Life. Us fat guys like it below 65. Well, I think anybody likes it below 65. I think when you're cutting firewood, 40 and 50 degrees even feels good. TC's Outdoors is here. He says, cheers, Shad. Completely agree. I'm not a big fan of this heat. Tim Stout says they got close to 100 this weekend. Well, yesterday it was 93 degrees here, and today I actually had a delivery of some wood this afternoon, and at 4 o'clock, my truck said it was 97 degrees outside. So it's not healthy either. I mean, it's really not. You can try to be tough and man up and go out and work in this heat, but the thing with dehydration, and I know from my time, with the police force and volunteering with the fire company, when it comes to dehydration, by the time you realize something's wrong, you're way behind the 8 ball, and it's really, really difficult to catch up and to get yourself feeling better. So the heat's nothing to play with, especially if you're a little older, if you've got health issues, underlying health conditions. The heat will certainly hurt you really bad if you don't take care of it. Colleen says mid-70s for highs next week in Saskatchewan. So hopefully the cool down reaches you guys. That sounds like wonderful weather there, Colleen. For once for you, because I know you battled some extreme cold there for a long time. So 70 degrees has got to be really pleasant. Joe says the only good thing about the hot weather is it brings out the bikinis to the lake. It's going to be 95 Saturday. Zach and Cowboy, they hit the lake all the time. Joe's still nursing his injured knee, but he is able to get out on the lake and enjoy himself. So I hope that he stays cool and that he continues to keep healing. Not a good injury to have, especially doing the work that we all do. Taylor's saying hi to everybody there. And Justin says, I get a laugh at northern people saying it's hot. We're at 112 and 94% humidity. 112 degrees. Where are you at? What's the location that you're at 112 degrees? It's got to be somewhere out in the Midwest. I can't remember where you're from. Will Davidson, 99 degrees in Montgomery County. Heat index of really hot. He got a little heat stroke right before he took a break when he texted me. Yep. There's Gavin. Gavin's here with Dom, and Brady's got his whole crew here cheering me on tonight, I guess. That's what he's over here giggling about. Joe said his knee is slowly healing, getting better day by day. So that's good. So, what?
I'm going to head out.
Brady's going to head out. Everybody say goodbye to Brady. He was a little nervous getting on the live stream tonight. He's not as outgoing when it comes to the YouTube as Taylor is. So I'm glad I got him out here at least for a few minutes. So.
Hey, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming out. What was I talking about? Oh, so I've been helping with the tree service and, making a little side cash. And I told you the skid loader was kind of helping pay for itself. Well, I consider that all to be firewood related money. So I'm setting that aside, and I think I'm getting really close to making my next purchase, which is going to be the firewood bundler that Chris's best friend Tony purchased, that Amish built firewood bundler. It's the best deal in town as far as I can tell. And I have the telephone number. Tony did reach out to me, called me on the phone, and gave me the contact information for that. So I think finally I'm going to be getting a real bundler. Not that my homemade bundle frame hasn't served me well, because it has. And I know a lot of you have reached out to me saying that you've made the same thing and you're using it, and it's really a good option. Jill Hannigan, hello everybody, and God bless our military. Cheers to that, Jill. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. There's Bill. He said he just joined and had a neighbor faint from heat exhaustion after we took down a tree in his front yard. It was in the 90s and he is doing fine. Well, that's good to hear. Oh, man. Will Davidson, another super chat from Will. He says, cheers for Brady. Well, thank you, Will. Any super chats that come in that go to Taylor or Brady go directly to them. So thank you for that. I'm sure Brady will be very excited to see that. A little behind on the chat here, but we'll try to keep up. Colleen says that once you get a bit of heat stroke, the heat seems to affect you easier. Fortunately, I don't think I've ever had that. I think the closest that I've came is one time I felt like my elbows and my knees started aching really bad. I felt like I had an upset stomach for no reason that I could figure out other than the heat. So I took a break. I got something to eat, drank a few Gatorades. About a half hour later, I was feeling 100% again. So that's the only thing I can attribute that to. So that's the closest I've ever been. Iron and Oak wants info on that bundler. I will send it to you. I don't have it here with me, but it's a telephone number, and I will certainly get that to you. Is Will leaving? Did I miss that? Will, if you're heading out. No, he's not heading out. That was cheers for the super chat. And there's another super chat here from RG Productions. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the super chat. 110 in Texas, Rolando says. Goodness gracious. Texas. Shab says he might be building his own wrapper, but I guarantee you that when he builds one, it's not going to be a wooden frame like I have. He'll get the welder out, the steel out. He'll have everything he needs to make something awesome. And look who it is. She must be all done with her softball practice tonight. Says she's on her way home and she will be here in about 20 to 30 minutes. All right. Well, be careful when you get in the garage here, Taylor, because I've got a fan set up because it's so hot, and don't trip over the cord. The cord's kind of stretched across the doorway there, so be careful when you come in. Man, I'm way behind here. Another super chat from B&D Sports, and he says Van. That's an inside joke with Brady and his buddy Dom. Dom, you certainly don't need to super chat me, buddy, but I certainly appreciate it. He's a fan of the channel. He came and wanted a hat, and I gave him a sticker the other day. So that's pretty cool to see him here. Joe's Firewood videos. Super chat from him. He says, Taylor, can you give me a go blue? And Jim Harbaugh is the best wholesome football coach in the Big Ten. Yeah, so Jim Harbaugh is John Harbaugh's brother, who is the coach of the Baltimore Ravens, which is the local team to us. When he was here and coached the 49ers, it was pretty cool when they all went to the Super Bowl. That's the night that the lights went out. But I think college football is where Jim belongs. He's a great coach there, and I know that everybody likes him. Iron and Oak says heat exhaustion is what most people get. Heat stroke is way worse, and that's what can kill you. Yep. Yes, sir. Taylor, you can do it when you join the live stream, Joe said. All right, I think we're all caught up on the chat. So last month we gave away the whiskey glass and the hat for the surprise giveaway. This month we've got a whiskey glass to give away, and I'm going to give away another hat just because I'm excited about the new software and the new interactive live stream thing we got going on here. What do you all think of it so far? I know that I'm kind of stumbling and looking around and not looking at the camera all the time, trying to figure out how all this works. But I'm going to give away a whiskey glass and a hat tonight. And we've got a couple questions to ask. I will wait for Taylor to get here, and we will give away the second prize, which will be the hat, and I'll let her come up with a question. But the first question tonight for the whiskey glass, and it will go to the first person who correctly answers in the chat. And the question is, what specifically are the 2 species of wood that I've gotten from the tree service in this past month? Hey, Todd Lacey. He's not into the White Claw tonight. He says that he just poured some Eagle Rare in my honor. Well, thank you, Todd. Eagle Rare, that's one of my favorites, as you know, not only because it tastes really good, but the eagle is on the bottle, and you know what the eagle means to me. All right, so let's see where the answers are here. Will wants some Eagle Rare. Will, get up with me. I've got an extra bottle I'll send to you, brother. Will says oak and ash. That's not it. Chuck says oak and black birch. That's not it, but we'll have a talk about black birch here in a second. Cherry and oak, nope. Cherry and ash, no. Oak and maple, no. Cherry and red oak, no. Cherry and, oh my goodness, this is a tough one. You guys need to click back and look at my videos. I think it's in the 2 titles. Oak and pine, oak and black walnut. There you go. Michael Amos, you are the winner. So yesterday's video was when I got all the big oak that they loaded with the crane. And then the week before that, we got the black walnut where I was talking about that big piece trying to get some slabs made out of it. So Michael Amos, let me write your name down. You are the winner of the whiskey glass. Congratulations, sir. A lot of good guesses there. That's a tough one because there's so many different species of wood that come in and out of the wood yard all the time. So we're talking about black birch. When Shive was here last month and we were working in the yard, we're talking about black birch, and I took him for a ride through the woods behind the yard, and I took him for a ride down by the furnace. I wanted to show him the history of the furnace and the actual furnace itself. But there's a lot of trees down in there that I have complete access to, and we were looking around trying to find some black birch. I had never heard of it, or I've never seen it before. I've never gotten any before. I've never cut it. But Shive, as you know, says it smells like birch beer. So I was trying to get him to go around and see if we could find any. And he had a handy dandy app on his phone, which I have now as well, that helps identify trees. And long story short, we could not find any black birch. We looked on the map, we Googled it to try to find on the map where black birch grows. And looks like there might be some in Western Maryland and up through Pennsylvania, but here on the eastern shore of Maryland, it doesn't look like there's any here. So Shive says he's going to, next time he comes, he's going to bring me some. So I will look forward to that, but no black birch here in our wood yard. Colleen said Caraconga and Saskatoon bushes. I don't know what either one of those are, but that must be some stuff you can have up there in Canada, where Shive says Canada. And don't know what that is. Will says, Brad, if you want to give me a bottle, then I got to earn it, so we're going to have to do some work in the wood yard. Well, let's wait for it to cool down a little bit, because my work in the wood yard right now lasts about 2 to 3 hours, and I'm done for the day. So when it cools down, we can work some 8-10-hour days, all you want. Talon says, I took pine too. You are correct. I did take pine as well. A couple sticks of pine there that was not going to fit into their chip truck. I don't normally take pine, but you are correct there. I did. Question from Chuck. Are you going to slab that walnut? I got a place you can take it. So yes, I was very thankful for all the comments that I got on that walnut video. I learned a lot. I had some great ideas. We are going to paint the ends. I forget what it's called, but I have it saved in my phone to keep it from checking and cracking and on the ends. But I think we are going to try to do something with that and see where it goes. But there's a lot of great information that you all provided for me, so I thank you for that. If we need help finding some place to take it, Chuck, we've got a couple ideas already in mind that are close by. But if we do need some help, I will certainly reach out to you, my friend. Michael's happy he won the whiskey glass. Michael, I didn't say it earlier, but send me an email, and I'll put it in here real quick so you have it. firewood@thefurnace@gmail.com. Send me an email so that I can get your address and get that sent out to you. PlantNet, the app. I think PlantNet is the app, Will. I think that's exactly the one that he was using. He can answer you in here. He already did. The app is called Seek. But I have seen that app, PlantNet. Some of them you got to pay for, and other ones are free. The one that Shive had called Seek, it seemed to work pretty well. So that's why I downloaded the same one on my phone. Chuck says he has 5 dead standing black birch around the lumber yard. So that you should try to get those. Shive says it burns like oak, really high BTUs, and it dries a lot quicker than oak. So I kind of wish we had that around here. Hey, there's Dick, old guy Firewood. How you doing, my friend? Glad you could join us tonight. Always glad to see you here, my friend. Hey, and there's Ben Scholes. Glad to see you here as well. Oh, man. Anchor seal. That's the name of it. Anchor seal is the name. That's what you paint the ends of the log with to keep it from cracking. But Chuck says Anchor Seal 2 is the best for sealing the logs. Back 40's got a question now. What could he possibly want to know? Does the beard give you swamp neck when it's hot? No. Actually, I was very, very concerned, and I think I might have mentioned this before, how I was going to last in the summer. And I don't even notice it. I know that's probably hard to believe with all this hanging off my face, but I do not even notice the heat with my beard. So it's here to stay for a little while, I think. Mark Wakeland's here. He said he just got home and he's glad to catch the video. Mark, your package is on the way as well. I apologize for the delay on that, but it is packaged and on its way. I will get you some tracking information either tonight or tomorrow after this live stream's over. If you remember, Mark's the one who won the giveaway last month on the live stream. And so he's getting a hat and a whiskey glass. Chuck says the beard doesn't bother him either. Justin, where can I mail you a new carbide saw chain? Size and pitch I will need. Wow. If you want to mail me a carbide saw chain, send me an email and I'll give you my shipping information. That would be awesome. I've never tried a carbide chain. Heard a lot of good things about them. What I would need is 20-inch 050 3/8. So that's what I run on the 360, and I think that would be the best option. Yeah, 20-inch bar, 050 and 3/8. So if you want to do that, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shad says he wishes he was allowed to grow a beard. Well, I feel your pain, my friend, because for 24, 25 years, I wasn't allowed to grow a beard either. So it's just one of those things that you'll get there one day. I always said that when I retired, that's what was going to happen, and I held true to that. We'll see how long it lasts. Back 40 swamp neck. I guess that you could call that swamp neck. I don't think I have it, though. Nope, there's nothing there. And it's pretty warm out here in the garage right now, too. The beard is like a cooling fan and a radiator. I don't know about that. I'm not saying it's cooler, but I don't notice that it's any hotter. So let's see what's going on here. Shibe, I think you had something you needed to do here as well. But we'll get to that here in just a second, I think. Rolando, how are you doing? Good to see you here. He's a regular here on the channel. I have a fallen American. Oh, here we go. I can't pronounce this. Hawthorne beam on my property. Is this popular firewood to burn? Well, I can't even say it, so I've never heard of it. I'm not going to be of any help to you, Rolando, but hopefully somebody in the chat here, there's 83 people in here right now, and hopefully somebody can help you out. I will put this up on the screen so everybody can see it, how he spelled the name of this tree. American, I'm not going to attempt it again. So if anybody knows anything about that, help him out and let Rolando know. Arthur Elks, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. He hopes everybody's having a good day, and I hope he is too. Joe says he regrows his Santa beard in No Shave November. Hornbeam. All right, there we go. Hornbeam. All right, well, I got to do something here real quick. I got to put these headphones on. Bill says, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate that. Please hit the like button. That helps us out as always, just like on all the other channels. Talon, you don't want to leave yet, my friend. You might want to stick around just for a second. Rod Bourne, top of the evening. Nice score on the Big Oak. Thank you, Rod. Well, here we go. There's something getting ready to happen here. And if you were on Dan's live stream last Friday night, you know, this guy just keeps getting around. And now that I have this new technology, here we go. Look who it is.
What's up, fellas? Hopefully I don't got all that weird echoing. Can you hear me?
Oh, you're good. You're good, Shab. I can hear you just fine.
Good. I didn't screw this one up.
Well, I can tell you it must be a problem with Dan's software because you had such a problem with him, and there's no problems here with me. So what's up with that?
Right. I don't know. It's good to see you again, Brad. Freaking awesome.
Good to see you again, my friend. I'm glad I could get you in here to back-to-back live streams, one in person and then the other one on the screen.
Yeah, man. Definitely have to get back down there and definitely make some plans to do that after this heat. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for the heat to get done because I can't go forever, and I'm not gonna hurt myself in this heat either.
Thanks, Rod. Thanks for. I try to do a little bit to make that thing a little better every year. Autocycle, thanks to Brad, making me spend some more money, did this year, so it's definitely awesome.
Todd wants to know what's on the drink menu. I'm a little behind on the chat. I think Shive's ahead of me, but it's Elijah Craig tonight. Small batch again.
You know.
Hey, Shive, cheers to you. Which way can we go? Right here, right here. Get over on the side. There we go. Cheers. All right. So let me get caught up here. Colleen said we're back together again. Yes, we are. And hey, there's Jim for Rolando. Hornbeam burns clean, hot, and has a good coal bed, great for overnight burning. Look who's joining. There's Taylor. Taylor, you got something to say to Joe.
Okay. Need to look back real quick.
Well, you know what Joe wants you to say.
Go blue.
Yeah. And something about Jim Harbaugh.
Yes.
Hey, we got a super chat here. Sam Miller, Shive's handler. Please, God, no. Don't make me look and listen to this guy again. Cheers.
Well, I'm sorry.
Cheers, Sam.
Sorry.
Well, he's not here in person, so I don't think it'll be as bad this time. Bill said that Dan's favorite number is 9, which you and Shib's favorite number. My favorite number is 6, and the reason my favorite number is 6 is because it's both my daughter and my son's number on their ball teams. How about you, Shib?
I don't know, 68. That was my football number back in the day. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Matt Weimer's here. He says, "What's up, fellas? Good to see you, Matt." You guys know Matt. He's always here. Guy I used to work with on the job. Got a question from Mark. And Mark says, "Brad, when is your new 500i going to make an appearance?" Well, the 500i, as I said in the earlier video after Shib left, is eventually going to be here. I got to eventually have one, but I want to buy this bundler first. I want to, always keep a little reserve. And when I have, the funds raised up to justify that, a 500i is definitely going to be in the yard. So.
And who knows? Go down and it'll be cheaper.
I don't know if it'll ever be cheaper. Maybe here in another 2 years. What do you think, Joe? 2 more years? Things will start to get back to normal? I know Joe will have something to say about that. Will said he still needs to go back and watch the Friday Night Live with me and you, Shad.
Yeah.
You need to make time to do that.
I didn't go back and rewatch it either because... So, if you couldn't tell.
Logan said he just ran out of daylight, so he's done bucking. It's time to sit down and hang out with friends. Yes, sir. Welcome to the live stream, Logan. Glad you made it.
Talon, is the auto cycle going? Is it worth it? I mean, it has one, and Brad's was the first one I used. And I fell in love with it right away. I got one. You know what I mean? But I think it's worth it. You know what I mean? Especially just having both hands free, that's a game changer. You know what I mean? But you do gotta realize that it's going. It's not gonna stop unless you're gonna reach over there and slap. As long as you realize that what's going on or you're going to be fine.
Yeah. So it's definitely something you have to keep safety in mind constantly, because when your hands on the wedge or the ram, you have an immediate chance to stop it if something happens. If you get in the way or something pops or something jams up. But if you hit that auto cycle and you walk to the front of the splitter and start to do something, you're not there to stop it right away. And when that thing's coming, it's going to go through whatever's in its way. So as long as you keep safety in mind, you understand the danger of that auto cycle, I think that you can be fine with it. And just stay clear of it. I've had no problems.
There's dangers in everything we do. You know what I mean? So as long as you know what the dangers are, I mean, accidents happen. You know what I mean? But prevent them from happening, that's all you can really do.
Yeah, so look who just chimed in here on the beard comment from Back 40. That's my mother, Connie. Everybody say hi to my mom. And she says, regarding the beard, I hope I live long enough to see that baby face again. Hey, Matt, he said he had to stop by and say hi. They're out for the wife's dinner. He's got to run. Well, Family time, my friend. I appreciate you jumping on here, but no obligation. Thank you for knowing that it's a week early, and tell your wife I said hello, and have a great dinner, my friend. Hey, Dick's got to run. Old guy Firewood's leaving. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. I appreciate you being here. Will says, think about looking into the Amish selling saws. They don't kill you because they don't care about MSRP. Well, Lancaster's not too far away from us, as Will knows, and that's big Amish country. I think Lancaster probably is about halfway between me and Shive, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
So I have to look into that and see if that's true or not. I mean, they still got to pay what they're buying the saws for. I'm sure they're not going to sell it to break even. Got a question here from Larry. Have you thought about bags? I got an easy bagger and it works great. Tell Shive I bought an auto cycle valve after seeing yours and his for my Rugged Maid. Well, good. I think that's awesome. This is kind of a two-part question. So I'll answer the auto cycle valve first, and then I'll let Shive handle the other question. But the auto cycle is definitely a good thing. I'm glad that Shive did it to his Rugged Maid, and if you ever have any questions or problems, he can help you out. I'm committed to wrapping my Firewood. It's cheaper, less overhead, maybe not as convenient, but that's my position on it. I know Shive has done both, and maybe he can elaborate on that a little bit.
I like the bags, personal roadside stand. But if I were to do wrapping to like these gas stations and beer distributors or something, the only reason I would wrap, what I mean? The bags, yeah, they're a little hassle to, but you got the easy bagger, makes it easy. I basically have an easy bagger with him, but it's all on how bags are easier to pick up and carry off. Like I said, it all depends.
Yeah, I think the bags are definitely more convenient, maybe, but I don't know what you're paying for them now. Last time I looked, they were like 80 cents, 90 cents a bag. So you're losing $1 right there overhead.
Yeah. Well, the bags I get, they're like, I bought 40 cents a piece. You know what I mean? So I got them for half price when I buy them up before they go up. So I got lots of bags yet. But like I said, if I were to up production, happen because I'm pretty sure it's a lot faster.
Yeah. Hey, we got another Super GC's Outdoors. Tip them up, everyone. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate that, Tony. Where are we at here? Happy Campers here. Good to see you here. I don't live near Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but I'm probably about a half hour from Lancaster, 40 minutes maybe. That's big Amish country up there.
Yep.
Iron and Oak Sawmill. Chuck says he's cruising on the L2501 Kubota, moving logs and watching the live stream. Well, don't run into anything, Chuck. I appreciate you watching the live stream, but that's pretty cool. Shive's going to be looking at a tractor here soon, I have a feeling.
Yep. I'm looking at the bad boys, and there's nothing up here in the Northeast. Everything's like Midwest, so I don't know if they're ever going to get here, but if I have to travel to get one, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Arthur says I should make my mom happy again and let her see my face, then grow it back out. So it's only been since September that I've been growing this out. So it hasn't even been a year yet that she hasn't seen my face. So I plan on growing this for 2 years to see what I can actually do, like what my genetics will allow me to do. And then after 2 years, I will reevaluate and maybe do it for my mom as a surprise or something. Or maybe we'll do some kind of contest on YouTube. And didn't you do something like that, Shad? Didn't you shave your mustache off? Was that something for YouTube, or did you just do it?
Yeah, I don't know. One of my buddies basically bet me at work, like, if you get $100 super chats combined, you gotta shave your mustache. So
yeah, well, don't get any ideas, people, because I'm not shaving my beard off. So money is not going to talk right now. So don't bother sending any super chats. It's not going to happen. All right, let me. Another super chat here from Rolando, and he says, thanks for the advice on the mesquite chunks. I've been selling 5-pound onion bags to the weekend barbecuers. Cheers.
Cheers, Rolando.
Cheers, Rolando. You're leaving me hanging here, Shad.
Oh. Wrong side. There we go.
Cheers.
I got my mind on the chat.
Yeah.
None of that saggy bag comments coming in.
Oh, no. Saggy bags. That seems to always show up. Where are we at here? All right. Sam says you don't have saggy bags, Shad. Why would he even know that?
Well, firewood bags.
Okay. Well, he needs to elaborate and clear that up. Lacey said it's too much info. You spend too much time together. All right, Logan's got a question here, and he wants to talk prices. Are you guys going to be raising your prices this year? Absolutely, I am raising my prices. And for me personally, and then I'll let Shive answer, last year I was on the low end of market. And I knew I was on the low end of market, but I wanted to establish myself and let people know that I had a good product and that I was a responsible person who was going to take care of my customers. So being on the low end last year, considering inflation this year, the cost of fuel for me to go pick up the wood, bring it to the yard, run the saws, run the splitter, and then deliver the wood, it's not even a question that I have to raise my prices. So I was $240 a cord last year delivered, which, like I said, was on the low end. And I think I'm going to be right around $300 a cord this year delivered. How about you, Shab?
I already raised my prices. I was at $5 per bag. Granted, I and a quarter cubic feet of wood. So I was on the real low end. Prices up to $8 a bag this year. But you can buy 2 for $15 or 4. I bumped my bins up to $30 from $20, $25. But then I made the bins a little bigger, so I decided to sell for $30, and then bin in half, and I made 2 $60 bins. So I basically raised the price up. So I've already done it. So I think you guys should do it too.
Yeah, so my bundles went from $5 a bundle to $7 each, or 3 for $20. So I've already raised the prices on the bundles, and that's where I'm at. All right. I hear you on 2 years. Let it grow. Yep, 2 years is kind of where I'm at right now. Will said he feels like he might have gone too high this year, but the processor is expensive to fuel. Well, everybody's situation is different. Everybody's geographical location is different. And, you kind of got to gauge the market, know what quality of product that you have and that you're selling. I feel like if you're selling a quality product and you have customers, those customers are going to come back to you. The other customers that buy from someone else, if they're not happy, they're going to shop around. And eventually they'll find you. And if you've got a good product, they'll stay with you.
I agree.
All right, Taylor's going to say goodbye to everybody here real
Bye,
quick.
guys.
See you, Taylor.
She's got to run in and get a shower. So she's out tonight. Have a good night, Tay. Thank you for coming out. Ben says he bought a 36-inch Grandbird chainsaw mill. Hoping to try that next week. If it works, he'll send pics. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Tim says in northeastern Pennsylvania, he's been getting $360 a cord with no questions and $120 per face cord. Well, that's good information because northeastern Pennsylvania, I'm not sure how far northeastern you are, but I'm not too far from the Pennsylvania line. I'm right near Oxford, Nottingham area. And so that's pretty close to where I'm at. And if I'm going to try for $300 a cord, hopefully, that won't upset people too much.
Well, he's saying 120 per face cord. So that's my was just a little bit over a face cord. So I'm right in that ballpark. Maybe because it is a little bit bigger than a face cord. So and I'm charging $60 per. I'm at about $120 per face.
Yeah, well, smaller quantities is definitely the way to go if you're looking for value, making the most money for your product. You sell in bulk, people expect to get a little cheaper because they're buying it in bulk. Just like with anything, not just firewood. If you buy it in bulk, it should be a little cheaper. But when you buy it in smaller quantities, you're paying for the convenience. So
Yep.
Joe said he's delivering and stacking a half cord tomorrow with the King to a new customer 37 miles away. Half a cord for $315. That is not the price in Maryland, Pennsylvania. And his prices are the same from 2019. Well, Joe, you definitely get more money where you are than we get over here. If you can get that for your wood, I say more power to you. Like I said, every geographical location seems to be different. It varies from super cheap to what I see as super high. But I feel like where we are, where Shive and I are, we're kind of like in the middle of the price range that I hear people selling wood for. RG Production says that when I'm ready to shave my beard for my mom, I should do it on the live stream. That's going to be a painful day. Very painful day.
That'll be some views.
You think? Bill says in Cincinnati, he gets $330 delivered. He's now at $400 delivered. And every demographic is different. Yep. Does anyone know a good realtor in Brad's area? Will says. I do know a great realtor in my area. You can even get a hold of her by emailing me. My wife, Valerie, she's very busy right now with real estate. I think that's going to come to an end probably here soon. Things have got to change, I think. But we're preparing for that. But yeah, if you're in this area and you need a realtor, Valerie can certainly help you out.
Yeah, I was just looking at Joe's price there. $315 for half. That's
wild, isn't it?
If we even tried to sell that around, nobody even bat an eye. They move on, go something else.
Right. Yep.
That is a great price, but we're not going to see that price down here. Maybe when everybody's buying wood.
Yeah, and another thing that I failed to mention earlier when I was talking about my prices is last year when I was on the low end, I was sold out of wood before Christmas. And I had to field telephone calls through January and February of people wanting firewood that I couldn't deliver. And that was painful to tell people no. So I feel like if I can get to the range that is where I should be, you might lose a couple customers, but you'll be able to help those other customers out that need wood in the coldest part of the winter.
Right. But And I'm sure you plan on making more fire because you're probably going to get more and more customers. So the demand is going to be there. You have the inventory for it. You know.
Yeah. So last year I sold like 23, 24 cord of wood, and this year I'm ready to sell 35 to 40 cord. So not quite double, but definitely more than last year.
I don't know. My sales have been slow. I don't know if for inflation, everybody's pinching their pennies. You know what I mean? But it could be. But I don't know if there's a lot of people camping this year. I think I saw a lot of people that were going to stop and grab a couple bags or something or a bin and take it on their camping trip. But it's been a little slow this year. I mean, I have to calculate and see what I sold so far. Just under 11 cord. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, my bundle sales have been a little slower, but I kind of attribute that to, like you said, the inflation and people kind of pinching pennies with the price of fuel was hurting everybody. You know, no matter what financial class you fall in, it's everybody's feeling it. So hopefully that'll change soon. Tony says TC's Outdoor says my area is kind of flooded with firewood, and we are around $80 per face cord picked up. So that's where I was last year. It was $80 per face cord, but that was delivered within 10 miles. So I think you're close. And if they're picking it up, then maybe $80 is where you need to be. But you'll get a feel for it. And I feel like you should, if you're selling the firewood too quick, like if people are wiping you out, you're too cheap.
Yep.
Joe said that his customer said she goes through 2 cords per year and said price is no object. She's a lawyer making $350 per hour. I should have told her 500 delivered and stacked. Yeah, so Joe lives on the lake there, and if you've ever watched Joe's videos when he does kind of a tour of the lake when he's out on the boat, there's a lot of high dollar houses there and a pretty wealthy area. So if you're in that situation, then you can probably get more, based on your location. Tim says, I don't like selling to people that heat with wood. Recreational purposes make more money, and $5 a bundle equals around $640 a cord. Yep, small quantities, smaller packages definitely is better. Logan, I'm selling cords for $600 a cord for hardwoods. I'm selling bundles at 7-Eleven by my house for $5.52 a cord. That's awesome. Good for you, Tim.
Wait, you're making
Or I'm
less
sorry, Logan. He's probably marking his price down a little bit so that 7-Eleven can mark it up.
Okay. All right. That kind of makes sense, I guess. Ron Bourne said the business is kind of slow in Texas, 108 degrees during the day and 82 stay away from fire. Yep.
Arthur says I should keep cutting and stacking the firewood. Demand is going to go. Yeah, I definitely think it's going to go quick.
Especially
Trying to
you
get
guys
caught
that
up.
sell for heating. Look out, because the trains are coming.
I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into this here, but I did see a video today. He got a new airplane being painted, and there's a flag hanging in the background that says 2024. So I'm not going to say any names, but you know who has planes. Has his own plane with his name on the side of it.
Yeah. I think we all do that.
All right, Arthur says he's up on sales, and he's been thinking about getting back into firewood and just do bundles of all hardwood and all pine. If I do, I'll buy a bundler from the Amish people. Yep, that's where I'm going to get mine from. So when I started out doing this, I decided I was going to do bundles and bulk sales. And if you can do strictly bundles and have a good market for that, have some local stores, hardware stores, gas stations, whatever, that's how you make your money for sure.
But well, if I'm going to buy sales, gas stations and beer distributors or all the local establishments, I'm definitely going to probably get a wrapper and probably have wood delivered. I don't have the code like you do from a tree service or whatever. I'm going to have to.
So do you think if you start selling more bundles, you're going to switch to a wrapper?
Most likely. I mean, for all the other establishments, I think I'm going to keep bagging out here. So,
Yeah.
But for say retail sales or something, yeah, basically all you see, So.
Hey, Ken Bowers here. He says, "Hey boys, how you doing, Ken? Glad you could make it." Stafford Properties Land Management. I sell bundles same as you. Camp Firewood, $100. Oak, $125. A face cord delivered in Michigan. Yep. So that's kind of where I'm at. $100 a face cord. Logan says, one good thing about these hot days, the wood will be losing moisture quickly. Well, I hope so. The humidity's high. There's not a lot of wind moving, but the heat should certainly help. Tim said, I just heard. Go ahead.
Yeah, I haven't checked moisture the birch lately, but I know it's drying pretty good. I've been selling the chair, so it's good to go. So I don't know. I test stuff every Sunday and I throw it in there. If it burns, or good. So
yeah, I'm counting on you to bring me some of that black birch next time we see each other, and so I can smell it and see how it burns.
Definitely trailer load. It'll be a half, so you'll. I think you're gonna like it.
Arthur, he's saying that he's about 2 hours away from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and all the campgrounds along the coast and a few inland, I believe, would be the best on making the most money. Yeah, I agree with that. Jeremy Dirkson's here. Hi, fellas, and cheers from Michigan. Whiskey and diet tonight. Cheers. Cheers to Jeremy. Gotcha.
It's always backwards. I gotta remember, it's always backwards.
I know, it's messing me up too. Will said the humidity was 88% this morning here. I don't know what it was here in my part of Maryland. It's definitely high.
I don't think the humidity's bad here. I mean, being in Kuwait, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like right now, time of year, it's like a drier heat. Now, like beginning of summer, or when there's more moisture in the air, that's when the humidity goes through the roof around here. But right now, it's just a dry heat. But it still sucks.
Yeah. Got a question from the cool kids. Do either of you mess with basswood? I got a decent amount of it, but I'm not sure it's worth the hassle. I don't have any basswood.
Well, basswood, I think, is equivalent to like a soft maple, part of the maple family. So I think there's basswood around here. I don't know, or I only really deal with oak and a maple, cherry, ash, black birch. You know what I mean? get into all that stuff. And every now and then I'll get some pop, but other than that, it's all the good stuff. You know what I mean? So
Another question here from Tim Stout. Will wood stop seasoning in high humidity? I don't think it ever stops seasoning, but I think it will slow it down. The ideal conditions for wood to season is sun, wind, and time. When the humidity is high and the heat's high, at least around here, there's normally not any wind. Humidity is moisture in the air, so obviously that's not an ideal situation for seasoning wood.
I look at it this way: like I don't cover my personal wood until, you know what I mean. So the stuff's seasoned. If it rains on it, that it very rarely gets to the center of the wood before it starts drying off. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's gonna soak in the outside, but as soon as the humidity's gone, within a day, that moisture's gone too. You know what I mean? So I don't really worry about humidity. If you have a 2 or 3 day rain, you're kind of screwed because then the wood's soaking up all that. You know, I cover the wood I plan on selling. I cover. You know what I mean? So like, if it is raining, or I'm constantly putting wood in the stand. So it's not good to be putting in the stand. So it's definitely a good idea to cover at least month by month. You know what I mean? I move I need to down the row. You know what I mean? As I go.
Yeah. So Arthur says here that he's thinking about making wood chips so it can be used as smoker wood. I think it's a good idea. Joe at Ohio Wood Burner just did some videos on this recently, and he has got labels made. He's making bags, and he's definitely, if you watch his channel, Ohio Wood Burner, he's a very business savvy type person,
Yep,
and he's always looking for ways to make
expand something new for himself. You know what I mean? So, and apparently, so it's definitely another part of the market to look into for sure.
Yeah, so check out his videos, Ohio Wood Burner, and if you're thinking about doing that, that's a great place to go and get some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Got a question here from Michael Amos. Shad, just how happy are you with your auto retract on your splitter? It looks a lot faster.
So, really happy. Like I said earlier, you might not have been here. Brad's is the first splitter, and once I used it and got used to it, I'm like, I was skeptical at first of putting it on mine because, you get it's different than seeing it on a video. You get to using it and seeing how it works in person. It changes your mind, and that's what it did to me. I love it, and it feels faster. I don't know if it's any faster. I'm sure it. Like I've always said to people, seconds or minutes or hours a day. So you figure it out. How much time do you actually want to spend doing something when you could save you an hour to do a cord of firewood? If you could save 5 cord, that's 5-10 minutes. You could be doing something else.
Yeah, so obviously when he's saying it, he thinks it's faster. The cycle time's not any faster, but the fact that he can have both hands available, and I know this from using the splitter that I run, you have both hands available, you can be moving stuff around while the splitter's doing what you would normally be doing with your hand.
Right.
So, if you save, say, 3 seconds per split, and you multiply that by how many times you cycle that splitter a day, that's going to add up pretty quickly.
Dude, my splitter's 9 seconds down and back. So you're looking at seconds where I'm holding the handle with one hand, trying to manipulate stuff with the other hand. Now, that 5 seconds, I can have those top two pieces off the log lift, and by the time the cylinder's back, slap it again and do just repeat. So it's like you say, seconds are. So take that with a grain of salt, but and if you have all the time, keep holding that handle. But if not, get it all.
Yeah. So Arthur says, would you use the small round pieces in your bundles? And he means small, like big around as a golf ball. So I think he's talking about like the small limb wood. So I normally don't deal with a whole lot of small limb wood like that. But if I do get some, I will mix a couple pieces in. I try not to make, the majority of the bundle out of that. I like to have pieces that I can actually split to expose the internal part of the wood to help it dry a little quicker. I feel like the small limbs that have bark 360 degrees around it, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I like to open it up and let it breathe, kind of.
I mean, it burns hot. It burns slower than your bigger wood because but I really don't deal with anything under 3 inches. You know what I mean? Is the max diameter or the minimum diameter I take. But I do get some stuff that if it's smaller than that, I don't even bother splitting it because you're kind of making kindling at that point. I very rarely have a whole piece of limb wood. So
a couple people saying the audio is off. Is it just Shibe or is it me too? I don't know if it's just on one end or if it's both ends.
yeah, it might be just me.
Is it worth buying wood chipper and filling gallon bags and selling them for $20 a bag for smoking gallon bags? Well, it depends on how many you're going to sell, I guess. And we lost Shibe. Don't know what happened there. He's gone. Well, it looks like he's gone. Not sure what happened with him there, but hopefully he'll get back in here in a second. Hey, it worked pretty well while he was here. If you were on Back 40's Live Friday night, it was they had a name for it. And it was a little bit of a mess for a while, but eventually it got worked out, and it was a great time. Shibe joined in. I joined in. Joe from Ohio Woodburner joined in. It was a good time. So I see that he's back, but it's still a black screen. Sam said he thinks Shibe's phone is drunk. We are into overtime here. It's about 13 minutes past the hour. But we will try to get him back on here. I'm sure he's working his magic on the other end. Oh, he's back. I got you, Shibe. You're coming back in. There you are, my friend.
Brother tried calling me and put the do not disturb up.
Gotcha. All right, I'm trying to get caught up on the chat here. I got pretty far behind. Hey, we got a super chat here from WD30.
WD30. Cheers, brother.
Speaking of chippers, would anyone like to buy a lightly used one from a friend of mine? I've kind of given that some thought, but I don't know if I have time to deal with wood chips and processing firewood. But you should put it out on Facebook, maybe on the Back 40 Woodhounds Facebook page. and see if anybody knows anybody that might be able to help your friend out.
What size limbs can it take?
Thank you for the super chat, by the way. See how long it takes him. He's not even watching.
Oh,
there we go. Cheers. Thank you, Will.
I was looking at the chat.
Skidder Kev's here. I just talked to Skidder Kev the other day, and might be something coming here with Skidder Kev. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should head on over there. Glad you could make it, my friend.
Skidder Kev, I'm working, so I might just have to be up there soon.
Hey, Saw Surgeon's here. Ted, I don't know if I missed you earlier, but I'm glad to see you here. The Saw Surgeon. They said just your voice is skipping, Shad.
Phone. It could be my connection to the Wi-Fi. I might black out here again.
Well, if you do, we'll bring you back. How many 1-gallon bags would you need for a quart of firewood for bagging wood chips? I don't know how many 1-gallon. So Joe from Ohio Woodburner would be the one to answer that question. I haven't dealt with any wood chips. Richie's Outdoors is leaving. Thank you for being here, Rich. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
I think Joe basically puts per bag.
He said he made if I remember correctly from his video, he made like a gallon bag out of like one piece of firewood. Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly?
So you figure out how many pieces of firewood are in one bag, cord, and there's your answer. And you sell it for $10 a bag. I don't know. Say there's 300 freaking sticks of firewood in a cord, $3,000.
Yeah, it's definitely smaller quantities. I forgot to have Taylor pick a question. I told you I was going to give a hat away tonight. There's still 77 people in here that have hung out. I'm sure some of them are waiting for this giveaway. So let me grab a hat, and I'll be right back. Shive, it's all yours.
I'll be right here, fellas. Go ahead. Shoot your questions. Black River Firewood, have a good night. Hopefully my audio is a little better. So Happy Camper said his butt sore from sitting at. Well, that happens, especially when it gets this hot outside. You watch YouTube all day. So
all right, so the hat is here. We'll give away another hat tonight. And the question is, I got to think of the question. I haven't even thought of the question yet. Shab, can you come up with a question that somebody might have to know about my channel?
No, I can't. I can't really think. No, I can't. I think.
Joe said there's 600 to 700 pieces of firewood per cord, depending on how big your splits are.
$6,000 to $7,000 in chips. But I'm trying to think of when I was at your place. Yeah. I can't. I can't.
How
I
about
can't.
what kind of skid loader do I have?
I was actually thinking about saying that, but I think everybody should know that. Go. What kind of skid loader does Brad have? And go.
Hey, TC's Outdoors said Chaz, like he thought that was going to be the name of the tree service. And Tim said the pink Harley pig. That's from another live stream. Y'all are going throwbacks here. Tim Stout with Gail. So Tim Stout, you win the hat. That was kind of an easy question, but I promised I'd give it away. So here we go.
So my audio is like a 2003 Nextel phone on two-way. How am I coming?
Shive, they said you got to wiggle the rabbit ears around. You're kind of skipping a little bit for me too, but it's hard to tell because I don't know if it's because I'm talking at the same time you are or what, but I can hear most of what you're saying.
I noticed that on some of the other live streams if we're over talking. But it could be my connection, it could be my phone.
A lot of people with the right answers here, so that was kind of an easy question. Well, if anybody has any other questions, throw them in the chat now. We are 21 minutes into overtime, and it's been a great time. There's still 77 people here. I wasn't sure how this was going to go because it's a week early, and people didn't expect it to be this. So I'm glad that you all followed along and came along tonight with us. Oh, here's a question from Bill. That's for you, Shad.
Bill, did you play in your football days? Linebacker? No. Right guard, but I very rarely played offense. No, I was defense. I loved defense. I loved just smashing people.
All right. Friggin' Jeep, John, he just stopped in here to say hello. Glad you're here. We're getting ready to wrap it up here. But good to see you, John. We will definitely see you at the Paul Bunyan show, right?
Yes, for sure. Booth 1.
Yeah, man. So I just put up a ticker at the bottom. The Paul Bunyan shows October 7th through the 9th. If you haven't gotten a room there yet, you should try to get one because we're all going to be there, it sounds like. Sounds like it's going to be a really good time. John's got a booth. Frickin' Jeep's got a booth at the show. So a lot of us YouTubers will be gathering there to try to meet everybody. And if you show up, please come say hello. Let us know who you are. So I would love to meet you in person.
Yeah. I was there last year, and it was a good time. I've never met some down to earth, really nice people. It's a great time, and there's other than us, there's so much equipment to look at. You probably won't even, you know what I mean, unless you spend 2 days there. I mean, if you like try to get a glimpse of everything, but there's a lot of stuff there. And Mark Wakeland said, Shive is too young to remember rabbit ear.
I'm not too young.
I'm not.
All right, here's a question. What's your favorite bourbon, just in case it's a question someday? So my favorite bourbon is Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare is the favorite bourbon. So Nebraska Woodster, make a mental note of that because that probably will come up at some point again. Another question here from Logan.
Everybody.
What's your dream setup as far as splitters or processors? I just pulled the trigger on a Timberwolf Alpha 5, and I know my production is going to go way up. So my dream setup for a splitter, I'm not really sure if I would be into a processor or not based on the logs and the wood that I get in. A lot of processors require certain diameter logs, and they got to be straight. And, you got to be very selective about what you put through a processor. But as far as a splitter goes, I would like something with a fast cycle time. The splitter I have now, I really like. It's just a little bit slow, but I feel like I can definitely put a lot of wood through that. How about you?
The way I'm building this Rugged Mate, if I just do an offset type log, like something to bring the log in and have a manual chainsaw and auto cycle, who knows how this could go. I could build my own, but it all depends. I have a full-time job right now. Who knows what the future holds, so.
Hey, super chat from Chuck at Iron and Oak Sawmill. Better get this in before time is up. Stay cool in this unreal heat. Stay in the AC and watch Iron and Oak Sawmill on YouTube. Cheers.
Boom. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, so if you're not watching Iron and Oak Sawmill on YouTube, you should head over there and definitely hit the subscribe button because not only do they do firewood, but they do sawmilling. And if you like the black walnut video that you saw on my channel last week, and you want to see some nice black walnut slabs, my favorite part is when he takes and scrapes the sawdust off the wood and dumps the water across it. It's just beautiful. So Iron and Oak Sawmill is definitely a channel you should check out. If you don't, I'm sure most of you already know about his channel, but if not, head on over there and give him some love.
I had a little spoof on a milling video I did that I accidentally footage from.
Yeah.
And it's something like, we don't do water pops, and I took a beer and slapped it on.
That would have been good.
I somehow I deleted all the freaking footage, and I was so mad. I don't know how I did it.
Saul Surgeon said that he has made the 5-hour drive and spent Saturday at Bunyan only to drive home the same evening twice now. You got to stay the night, Shad. Ted, come down on Friday night. Come meet us at the Fairfield Inn for the Friday night live stream on Back 40 Firewood's channel. We'll hang out for a little bit. We'll go to Bunyan on Saturday, and then you can head home Saturday night. That'd be a good time.
I might be at Bunyan Saturday and Sunday. At least half a day Sunday. So, go.
Nebraska Woodster's heading out. Thank you for being here. Cheers. I'm getting that. Oh, you're still messing up. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. Call that a water pop. Yep. That's what Shive said. Water pop.
Beer pop.
All right. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you enjoyed my special guest back-to-back, even though he's not here in person. We made it work. I tried out this new software, and in addition to putting the comments on the screen and the backgrounds on the screen, I wanted to try to have somebody join in. And Shai obliged and was nice enough to join in with us tonight. So I appreciate it. Real quick, before we close out here, we got to help out John here, he said he might need some help closing down on Sunday. So unfortunately, I will already be gone on Sunday, but I know a couple of us will still be there. So if anybody's going to be at Paul Bunyan on Sunday and can help John break the booth down, help a brother out.
I can help you out there, John. No problem, bro.
All right, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks to the super chatters. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you to Don Scheib for joining in tonight. I appreciate him. And thank you for everyone who joined us a week early. Have a great week, and we will see you on Wednesday's video.